All right, guys, we're going to do a Arnold Bikini International prediction video. So at the end of the video, we're each going to pick our top five, plus we're each going to pick a dark horse.
Yes.
Someone that we feel is going to be potentially in that top 3 to top 5 that is not one of the top 5 that we name.
Yeah, I think it's fun to do a dark horse prediction. And I mean, hey, I think it's kind of fun sometimes when somebody kind of takes us by storm and comes and wins or places a lot higher than we would have predicted. I feel like we've seen a lot of that in Bikini in the past couple of shows, like Olympia, Arnold. Like, I don't know.
There is really no reason why any of these girls couldn't be in the top 5. They're all
Right.
that good.
They are.
So
They are.
it's not a slight to say you're out of the top 5, but literally these top 5 could be the top 5 at Olympia.
Absolutely. This is a steep list, and we're going to kind of do something kind of fun and a little untraditional. We're going to go through their most recent updates on Instagram. And
we thought it would be fun to kind of pull up a little bit so we have some visuals on like what we're going to be seeing on stage. So this is Cynthia.
Yes.
Correct?
No, this is Reyna.
Oh, it is Reyna. No, this is not Reyna. It is Reyna. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on, Lexi.
It's okay. This is Reyna Perez.
Yeah.
And Paul and I both saw her compete this past year in Republic of Texas.
Yeah.
And she won that show. And she looks good in videos, but I just remember seeing her in person and I was like, whoa. Like, she looks even better in person if that's possible. So, I don't know.
I feel like she's someone, I had her, when we did our Olympia predictions, I had her in my top 5 at the Olympia because she did 2 shows last year.
Yeah.
I thought she won them in dominating fashion. I think she's got one of the few athletes that's got the upper glutes that they really look for. Her structure is pretty wild. And, she's not competing with such frequency that she wears herself out. I see her getting better from show to show. So, Reyna Perez. And she stands out also because of that stomach tattoo that she has.
She does. But no, I agree with Paul. I think her glutes, in my opinion, he's right. She has this like outstanding upper outer glute and just this projection that's just insane.
Yeah. And it's, when you get to these big shows like this with these amazing athletes, genetics come into play so much. The shoulder to waist ratio, the glute, the glute insertions, and hers are as good as anyone's. So, she can definitely be in the mix here.
Absolutely.
So, the reason I thought that was Cynthia's because this.
Yes. Now we have Cynthia.
Yeah, I had them.
I think she goes by Cynthia. It's in her it's in her bio.
Now, again, someone I'm not super familiar with. And when you look at her here, she's got the shape. Does she have the size to compare? And that's what happens when you get side by side. You can really see, because individually they're all going to look like amazing.
Yeah, she looks great, and I agree with Paul. I think she's got beautiful shape, but I feel like specifically when she hits this front pose right here, it does make me question if she's going to have the size. And I guess, only way we'll be able to tell is when she's standing next to the girls. Yeah, I'm not familiar with her height
and her weight. Here she looks like she's like maybe 5'1", 5'2".
Oh, I was thinking 5 foot.
Yeah.
Just from this video.
But I don't know. This is 2 weeks out, and her conditioning here looks excellent. She's already got, clear separation in her tie-ins and everything. So she has the potential here to be eating into the show and being very full. We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. But so far, 2 out of 2 look fantastic. Now, Marie has been quiet.
Yeah, we were trying to find any updates from Marie Eve, and she's been kind of quiet, which, hey, I respect that. I feel like going into a show of this caliber, I think I'd probably want to do the same thing, just kind of lay low, keep quiet. But I saw her this past year win the Tampa Pro. I was there in person, and she was, she looked phenomenal at the Tampa Pro. So if she brings that package, she's potentially one to watch as well.
Yeah, she's one with the great glutes, great balance from head to toe. If she, if her conditioning and her peak is good, she's one of these that can definitely be in the mix at this show. There's really, and I'm going to say that about everybody.
I know, but that's the thing about this lineup. It's hard to make a prediction because they are all like, if you have one of these competitors at a regular pro show, usually they're the one that's going to win the pro show. So
for those that aren't aware, this is an invite only show. You don't get to go to the Arnold just by signing up. You have to. Yeah. You have to fill out an application and be selected. And it used to be a variety of competitors. You'd have a mixture of top. Last couple of years, it feels like it's just basically like the top 10 or 15 that apply. Like these are all perennial top 10 Olympians.
Yes. Yeah. And it's hard. A lot of these ladies, they've competed at the Olympia as well. And it's kind of a quick turnaround time. They don't get a lot of a off season before having to prep for the Arnold. And then
this is Sharon Ramos, who doesn't have as much kind of experiences a lot of these athletes.
Yeah.
She kind of splashed onto the scene as someone who has the muscle for sure to be competitive right away. I remember she won an overall in Orlando, and then a couple days later she won the Amateur Olympia.
That's
overall.
right.
She just has that wow factor. But what I noticed about her early in her career was her physique was kind of dominated by her quads. So it looks like she's brought her quads down and her glutes up. Now this lighting is obviously very aggressive,
right?
Very favorable,
and that's how a lot of like guys. Just prefacing, like a lot of these updates we're looking at, like we always preach to as coaches, you can't read too far into sometimes what people post on Instagram because the lighting can, usually a lot of people, like the lighting is great, right? Not to say it's going to be like this on stage, but from like this video, she looks
if you look
really
here,
good.
The lighting is so dramatic in her front pose, it looks like she has no waist.
Right.
Which she may, but we'll see when you're exposed next to these great athletes all under the same lighting. But she's another one that she carries the muscle to stand next to anybody.
Right.
She carries the shape to stand next to anybody. And if she's made these tweaks, she's going to be one that's it's fun to see.
Yeah.
It's fun to see.
Actually saw her a couple hours ago in the hotel gym. So
now this is Tiana, who is I want to say the youngest competitor on this stage.
By far. She's like 21, I think.
Okay.
So she's and I believe she's like she turned pro, I think. I feel like it says in her Instagram bio, I think it was like when she graduated high school or something. So she's genetically, like, she is insane for her age.
Yeah, for her to win a pro show last year at that age is pretty wild. Now, this is a 2-week out update. Conditioning looks to be on point. And it just, to me, I just don't see her being in the mix at this show. I just don't think she's there yet.
Yeah, she's very, very impressive. I think I don't think conditioning has ever been an issue for her. In fact, I think I saw somewhere recently she mentioned that she was trying to come into this show with less conditioning than she brought to the Olympia, because I think that was her feedback.
Okay.
So I don't think conditioning's really ever been an issue for her. So I think it's going to be a matter of how does she show up? Does she show up too hard and kind of grainy and conditioned, or does she show up with a little bit more of that fullness without being too soft?
Yeah, I'm going to say, you can see her adductors here at 2 weeks out. Her lower back doesn't look super sharp, like her oblique. That's not super sharp, so she might be tightening up. We'll see. But based on this, I feel like she's going to be kind of in that range where we saw with Cynthia. I just don't think they're going to be in that top 5, but we'll see.
Right.
We'll see. She's got, obviously, crazy future.
Phoebe.
One of my favorite people, Phoebe Hagen, who has been in the top 10 at the Olympia.
Yeah, or top 10? Oh, at the Olympia. I'm sorry.
At the Olympia,
Arnold.
She has been. I believe she was in the top 10 at the Olympia.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. The Olympia.
That was the year that she beat Daraja the week before, and then Daraja actually ended up in 4th, and I think she got 9th or 10th, whatever it was. She's got the structure, the muscle.
Oh, absolutely. And and it's been 2 years since Phoebe's been on stage, so I do think there's something to be said for.
And this is a week out.
Yeah.
So you're looking at potentially being fuller, being tighter, something along those lines, and we'll just play with it from there.
Absolutely. I'm excited for Phoebe. It's going to be fun to see her return to stage after taking 2 years away.
Yeah. And she's another one that it's fun to see her stand next, because she's a taller athlete with a wild structure. So she can actually hold her own against, the likes of Lauralie.
Absolutely.
Lauralie is one of the taller athletes. So it's going to be fun to have her on backstage. And what's funny? She'll get like the loudest cheer. People love Phoebe. She puts out great content.
She's just seen, like, I will actually say, funny enough, last year at the Arnold, she was one of my roommates in our hotel room, and she's a very kind soul and a very sweet person.
And this is the new kid on the block.
So this is the Arnold Amateur Bikini overall winner from last year. And she, I will say, I was telling Paul before we filmed this video, she has made some massive improvements, and she's gained a lot of size se.
This is a week ago, and what we're looking at here is the shoulder to waist ratio is great. Glutes to shoulders are balanced. Quads, hamstrings are balanced. She doesn't do a full transition to the back, but when you can see the cutout on the side glute, that means she's conditioned, right? You're starting to see some glute striation. Yeah,
and I remember seeing her last year and thinking, gosh, her glutes even last year before she put on this amount of size, like her glutes almost to me looked like they had like Lauralie Chapato's potential. So
she did make a pro debut. I think she did like 2 pro shows last year. I remember seeing her name in some results, and even had some top call-outs.
I believe she got top 5. Don't quote me. I believe she got top 5 in her pro debut. I think it was like a muscle contest show.
Yeah, so this is going to be, she's probably, in my mind, the biggest question mark, because she's got the wow. I remember her winning the overall. Actually, she just has that. She's bikini. Like she just has the shape. She has the look.
Absolutely.
Where you're like, okay, you're bikini. So now it's going to be when she's standing next to Ashlyn and Ashley and Lauralie. Does she have the density to compare? We're going to find out. But yeah, she's the biggest. I would say, in my mind, the biggest. Like, where's she going to place?
Yes. And then we have Amy, which
Don't have to say much.
No, and Amy, Amy to me, like and this is just my personal opinion. This doesn't mean much, but like she to me has one of the most impressive bikini physiques, and I mean, this is obviously a hard picture to judge based off of because it's angled, but
there wasn't a lot to go off of with Amy.
No, she's been kind of quiet leading up into this Arnold.
She has probably as much recent history as anybody. After the Olympics, she went and did like 3 or 4 shows and won them all.
Absolutely. Yeah. And she, was it 2 years ago? She got second to Lauralie at the Arnold. Yeah, 2 years ago.
Well, and I think they were splitting hairs with them.
It was very close. Yes, it was very close. So...
It always feels like, and she's going to go win the Pittsburgh and and it's like, okay, where's she going to place at the Olympia? And she just hasn't cracked that, like, get to the middle at the Olympia.
Yeah, yet. She's again, one of those that, like, if she's in a normal pro show lineup, she's always kind of the front runner and usually wins those shows. Kind of like Ashley Kaltwasser, but it's harder when you go to the Olympia. And
I will say, like, I know this lighting is, side lighting, but she looks to be in absolutely pristine condition here. Yeah. And she's been quiet, and sometimes that's what you do. You just put your head down and you go, okay, I want to beat these girls that I've been.
Right.
She's been battling with Ashley and Lauralie and Ashlyn for years.
Yeah.
So speaking of, what we got here?
All right. Oh, Ashley Kaltwasser.
So Ashley actually has a full-on posing update, and I want you guys to notice something here that I have not seen on Ashley in a minute, and that is her adductors are actually fully separated. So this is quite a bit leaner than she was at the Olympia.
Yeah.
So when you see her face the back here, now I know this is really strong overhead lighting, but watch this pose right here. Now watch that adductor separate.
Yep. That's lean. Yeah. I have not seen that on her either. And I've seen her compete many times in person. And I think, one thing about Ashley is she is usually very consistent. So I don't think I expect her to show up very, very good, but it's going to be interesting to see how she compares next to, the other kind of heavy hitters at this show.
Oh, Lana made the video.
Oh,
because it's okay. So it's an ad for.
So now we have.
Now I haven't watched this video yet, but just looking at this image of Ashlyn, it looks like she's added some size. Now again, it's hard because they're finding these crazy overhead lightings that have no backlighting, no side lighting. It's just soft overhead lighting,
right?
And this makes you look as hard and as big as possible. But she looks great here. I mean, you can see like cross striations in your obliques.
Yeah.
She's lean.
She does look good. I saw a recent picture of her next to, I want to say, her Olympia back pose, and she's actually added a little bit of, like, I want to say upper outer glute, because I believe that was her feedback, was a little bit more glute depth.
Really?
Yeah, okay. Believe it or not, from Tyler, I think.
I thought her lower was pretty dang good. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, she does look pretty dense there.
Yeah, because I want to say her feedback was like in the walk to the back, Tyler had mentioned he wanted more glute depth in one of his reviews.
Like she's shrugging her. She traps that a little bit. It's just the angle of the video. Rear delts are really popping. It's like a slow-mo video, so I'm just like waiting for it to turn. Right.
It's hard to judge based off of these videos,
you can't. Like,
this is just for fun, based off of what they posted.
But right here, this is right there. Yeah, I mean,
gosh,
she could win it. Like,
she really could.
She's one of the ones that could win. And then we'll just finish with.
I think a lot of people are.
And again, I don't have a full update, so sorry guys if she has a better video than this. I just thought this was a fun video because I don't know that I've seen Lauralie look like this before. So now, that can be bad.
Yeah, and happened to see Lauralie yesterday, and she's feeling excited about what she's bringing. So I feel like that was yesterday, so which was Thursday. So we shall see. But I definitely feel like, in fact, I'm almost positive she's going to have a dramatically improved physique from the Olympia. But is that going to be enough to win her? We shall see.
Yeah, there's the image
I mean,
she's
looking lean.
I think she faces forward here.
Yeah, she's looking lean. But what's interesting is 2 years ago, I remember watching the Arnold, and I think that was the year she was almost like too conditioned.
Yeah, so there was a year she came into the Arnold too conditioned. She still got the win, but it was very close, and that might have been the year that her and Amy were battling.
That was the year her and Amy were battling. Yeah, she still won. Yeah, but I remember when she stepped out, you and I were sitting next to each other, and we were like, "Whoa, she is conditioned.
Right. And there's years she's come out too big, too full, not lean enough. So it's like with her, if she shows up at her best, it's probably the show is hers.
Exactly. But that's a question mark. Will she show up at her best? Because she's not notoriously like Ashley Cotwasser, who kind of just shows up super consistent. So we shall see.
Yeah. And that makes really like predicting. It's just for fun, guys. It is. It's because ultimately nothing matters until they walk out under those lights. They go out into the groups, and then you start to hear the call outs. Like,
absolutely.
The idea of just, we don't know what they look like right now. We don't know what their tonight's going to look like. Their morning's going to look like. Their stress, their eating, their digestion. Like there's all so much stuff that goes into show day.
Absolutely.
This is absolutely now a bodybuilding division. How you peak is going to determine a lot. And you're going to see it. I guarantee you, some of these athletes that you're like, oh my gosh, they look amazing. They're going to come out tomorrow and you're going to be like, wait, what happened?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's exactly what happened at the Olympia with Lauralie. I think everybody was very shocked by how, she showed up.
Yeah, and she showed some updates that you're like, whoa, she showed a back pose and favorable lighting where you're like, whoa, her glutes are back.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know she's been hip thrusting
She's been hip thrusting a lot recently, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Right.
But yeah, so now I think we're going to do our top five predictions.
Top five.
And then our dark horse. So, okay, do we want to start? Let's start with number one. Do we go 3, 2, 1 and then say it at the same time? Want to do that? Okay. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Lauralie. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not betting against Lauralie hardly ever because I talked to her after the Olympia and I was like, I know what you're thinking. And she's like, she's a fighter.
She is. And seeing her yesterday, talking to her yesterday, yeah. So, okay, that's our number one. And then number two, ready?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1. Amy.
Ashley. Oh,
okay, so here's Ashley. I have Amy. Okay.
I just think I haven't seen Ashley in a little bit. She's put a lot of effort into this showing. And I just, I think historically when you have all these athletes together, Ashley shows up.
Oh, she does. Yeah. All right. Number 3.
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1.
Amy.
Ashley.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're kind of on par there. Yeah. And honestly, it is really hard to give this top 5. I feel like it could go so many different directions, but.
Well, just imagine we did this selection at the Olympia. Yeah. Nobody had Maureen versus Ashlyn.
Absolutely. I didn't see. No. Okay. Number 4. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Ashlyn.
Yeah.
All right. That's number 4. Okay. Wait. Let me think. Number 5. Here for a sec.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I have mine. Ready? Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Phoebe.
Reyna.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay. So I think from here on out, we're going to start to differ a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now it'll be fun.
End it there.
Well, let's do our dark horse. Who do we think could be a potential dark horse? Because I potentially think it could be Juliana, the one
That's
who won.
My dark horse.
Okay. Yeah. The one that won the Arnold Amateur last year.
That's my dark horse.
She's looked like she made some massive improvements. So yeah, that would be my dark horse. So we shall see.
But nothing matters until they show up under those lights. So
Amen.
We'll see what it's going to be. It literally could be flip-flopped, and none of the people we said, that's impossible. None of the top 5, all those top 5 are going to be in the mix.
Absolutely. They will be in the top 5. Yeah. So comment below, you guys. Who do you think is going to take it? Who's in your top 5?
And not only that, but why do you think it? Because, we did a little bit of research. We've talked to some of them, and we just got a sense. So, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on why you think somebody might win or not win.
Absolutely. It's going to be fun.
See you guys at prejudging.
Yeah. See you guys later.